Hey, what's going on? It's Stokely from Understandably. You know what I've noticed? It's good to know when you're being deceived, when you're being lied to, when you're being manipulated, when you're being, I don't know what to, it's good to know that. And it's good to realize it, and it allows you to determine why you're doing what you're doing, why you're responding how you're responding, and what's going on, what's going on with you, the things that are affecting you and how they're affecting you and why they're being done. You know what I mean? Like, one of my things is I always want to know why people suffer and why people have to suffer. Now I don't ultimately understand that, because that's something that crosses into the spiritual, which is another word for the unknown, in my opinion. Some of the things we do are self-inflicted. For instance, I have a slight headache because I had some hot chocolate mixed with coffee, mixed with milk, which are three things that I should not eat. The hot chocolate contains all kind of dextrose and maltodextrin and fake sugars, all kind of stuff. I haven't had it for maybe about 2 months or so, and I went ahead and indulged today, and I felt a headache very shortly after that. Now, I also had some coffee, and coffee supposedly, I believe, it depletes iron out of your body. So it's really not good for your health. It also causes anxiety. And in addition, of course, it stains your teeth, right? Too much sugar, fake sugars, artificial sweeteners are not healthy. In addition to that, I don't have a tolerance for digesting milk either. So, but I was feeling I wasn't being disciplined. Ultimately, I feel, and that's not unacceptable. So hopefully, I had to pay for it now. I have to pay for it in pain. So, I was craving sugar all day. So I saw my son left a piece of chocolate, and it was right next to his car seat, and I was like, oh yes. So I brought the chocolate, went and got it, and during lunchtime ate that chocolate. Then in the payroll office, they had a whole bowl of chocolate. I looked in there, they only had Butterfingers, which I didn't like, so I went into the closet where they keep all the chocolate, and I took out 2 Almond Joys and a Hershey bar. They're little minis, thank God. These ones seem to be lower quality and filled with so much sugar, it's crazy. Anyhow, I downed all of those. I ate the chocolate that my son left, which is like a little bigger than a Hershey's Kiss. I ate the 2 Almond Joys, and I ate the Hershey bar, the little Hershey bar. And of course, like I said, I had the maltodextrin and the dextrose and all the fake sugars that were, and all the other fake stuff that's in the hot chocolate packet. So I really hurt myself today with stuff. And I ate some Burger King that I had since yesterday, because I had some coupons. So I ate some Burger King, and I just ate a whole bunch of bad stuff. I had a chicken sandwich, admittedly, even though Understandably is a vegan product. I don't really practice veganism. I practiced vegetarianism for maybe about 7 years. But anyhow, you can talk about that later. But so I had the Burger King sandwich yesterday. I had some today. I had one today. I really overdid it. I've been overeating, and I've been craving to eat. Last night, yesterday after I ate the Burger King, I still felt it in my stomach. So I wasn't really, I could have went without eating. And then I still had some rice and stuff, and ate some plantains. And after I had that, I made myself a cup of tea. And hey, I can't have a cup of tea without having some, pastry or some crackers or something. So I had made my tea, made some chamomile tea, and then I had some graham crackers. And my son wanted a Kinder Joy. It has a toy on one side, it has the chocolate on the other side. He's not interested in the chocolate at all. He's so disciplined. So he doesn't even really like chocolate that much. He doesn't even, So he took the toy out and left the candy part, the chocolate part for me, because I always eat it. So I put some cream cheese on my graham cracker, and I spread the Kinder Joy chocolate over my graham crackers and had that with my tea. And the tea was so good, I just topped it up with some hot water and drank that. And my stomach was full. I was so full, and I was ready to knock out. Like I was falling asleep at work. I've been doing so many bad things. I've been playing video games till 12 o'clock at night, and I got to get up at 6:45. That's not enough sleep. So I've been doing a lot of bad stuff. And when I don't get enough sleep, around my eyes feel dry, and around my eyes feel tight. So I've really been abusing myself. I know better. I've really been abusing myself, just indulging in the pleasures of the whatever, dopamine, serotonin, the sugar, all of that, the video games. Oh man, I've really been indulging a lot. Food, carbs, milk, cheese. I had pizza the other day too. How many slices of pizza? And I went back and ate a carrot cake, which I've banned, and I should not be eating. So I've been bad this whole week, and maybe since the holidays. But I'm gonna really try to do much better. What I've been trying to do is drink more liquids in order to try to stave off hunger, but it seems my hunger is insatiable. It reminds me of the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, where the pirates were turned into zombies, and they say, you eat and you can't be full. You drink and you can't, and your thirst can't be quenched. It's like, it's not good. It's not good. It's not a good state of mind. So I'm gonna have to work a little harder to focus my mind, and it may be due to the fact that I am depriving myself of sleep, possibly. So more waking hours, you want to demand more energy. Funnily enough, I was just doing my curiosity said to me, find out how many calories per pound does a horse need to consume to maintain its weight. And according to Microsoft Copilot, a horse needs between 15 and 20 calories per pound per day to maintain its body weight, while a human male requires between 15 and 18 calories per pound. So even though a horse, we would think about a horse as so sinewy and muscular, a horse and a human require the same amount of calories per pound per day to maintain their body weight. Now, of course, Cortana added a comment that it depends on your level of activity, but I specifically wanted to know what is necessary for a person who is working, let's say, in an office, so has a mostly sedentary, basically, job. So the reason why I even asked that is because, all a horse eats, for the most part, is plants. All a horse eats is vegetables. But look how strong a horse is. All an elephant eats is vegetables. Look how strong an elephant is. All a moose eats, all a cow eats, and they are very strong. Now, I really wanted to look at a horse because a horse has a good amount of endurance. A horse actually, from a limited understanding, does not secrete lactic acid, so they don't even know when they're tired. They'll run until they basically collapse. They'll continue running until they collapse. But I'm not totally sure if that is accurate. Now, let's go back to where I started, because I've drifted so far from what I wanted to talk about. It's good to know when you're being deceived. It's good to know when you're being lied to. It's good to know when you're being manipulated. So, in the past, I don't know, since the internet, before the internet came about, there was always alternative information, since the time of the hippies, since the time of the roaring 20s, really, people have been trying to research alternative ways of thinking, alternative religions, alternative foods, alternative medicines. And I think those things are great, because it sometimes finds a better way that is not considered quote unquote conventional. Typically, things that are conventional are supported by, let's talk on the surface. Let's not talk about, let's just say I'm just talking on the surface, okay? I'm not getting into absolutes. I don't speak in absolutes. So many times the things that we think are conventional are lobbied for or advocated for by or controlled or implemented with the backing or the instruction or the coercion of big industries, right? The way how, I don't know, right now I'm looking at a lot of cars. The way how cars are, there's big industry behind that, there's the NTHSA or whatever the case may be. That's a non-profit group or whatever that determines highway safety or something like that. I don't remember the exact acronym. But these highway safety companies, they're having researchers and stuff like that. But many of these researchers, some of these researchers, they get sent documentation and research and information sometimes from the car company's research or whoever the case may be. Volvo is the first company to make seatbelts in cars, right? So thanks, and that was a great thing. Volvo's research and innovation made it possible for us to all have seatbelts now. But that's a great thing. And there are many great things that come out of corporations' influence. But then there's some things that are not so great, which we are learning now, like food dyes, pesticides, plastics, forever chemicals, so on and so on and so forth. Yes, these are some of the terrible, horrible things that, I think, asbestos, things like that, things that are causing us, there's so many things. There's so many things to list. But things that are now causing health problems for people and, causing people, even though we have advanced in modern medicine, we're still dealing with illnesses, and people are living longer, but they're also living longer in states of poor health, because they've been affected by these things. They're not like just elderly and still have vitality. They're elderly and struggling with complications from the sugar, complications from maybe even asbestos, complications from maybe radiation exposure, complication from medical malpractice, environmental factors, forever chemicals in there, in all of our bodies, so on and so on and so forth. So when you so now we've created a level of distrust for almost everything that we hear. So we're willing to almost accept, we're willing to accept a lot of stuff that comes across as alternative. Now, I believe that everything should be analyzed for the most part, because now in the age of AI, we can see things that look real that are not real. I can create a chart with some numbers on it and share that. Let's say if I have a lot of influence, I can share a chart and I make up some fake numbers to prove my point. Because, we used to write reports in school. We all wrote reports in school. Some of them were analytical, some of them were technical. But you had to make a convincing argument even when you're writing a technical document. Based on, if you want the outcome to prove whatever you want to prove. Sometimes we have a hypothesis. We want to prove that hypothesis to be true when really the data isn't pointing to it. So you can tailor the data to make it seem like, you still have a viable hypothesis when there really is none. So anyhow, all I'm saying is that we're skeptical of conventional things. We're more open than ever in history, probably, to alternative ideas. Now, recently I was reading a comment in a Facebook group. A person was, they seemed to have some distress. And what came to me is that this person is so immersed in alternative, I don't know what to call it, alternative medicine, alternative, call it spirituality, alternative, a bunch of stuff, that they're so deep in the rabbit hole that they're becoming confused. They're becoming inefficient. They're unable to function in a linear way. They're unable to think linearly, and they're having a lot of struggles regarding, keeping a job, saving money, taking care of their health, because they're so, they're so full of anxiety due to entertaining so many of these alternative strategies, thoughts, information, whatever. So in my opinion, we have to have balance is very difficult to achieve. Balance is difficult to achieve, but I think we should try to, yes, we can listen and hear these alternative ideas, these maybe revolutionary ideas, but it doesn't require necessarily a knee-jerk response that will cause one to be in a state of distress, or be in a state of fear, or become inefficient, or become unproductive, or become basically of no use to themselves and anybody else. You can reject some things, I would say, of course, let's say I should not be eating anything with maltodextrose or maltodextrin in it, or anything with even milk in it. I shouldn't be doing that because it doesn't make me feel good. But guess what? I still do it sometimes, which is not setting a good example, but I want to be truthful. You don't necessarily want to be a zealot with alternative or conventional things. You want to be open to new ideas and superior ideas, but not to the point where it has you being, I said the words already. Inefficient, unproductive, no use to yourself and others. You should still be able to function, still be able to take care of yourself. I'm just going to give a flippant example because I'm at my destination. So, you want to reject certain things. You want to say that, you don't want to live in the matrix. Let's speak in a way where I'm just speaking English and not trying to be PC and too heady because I don't have the time. So you want to reject certain things, but you still got to eat food. You still need money for transportation. You still got to live amongst other people. So sometimes you got to be fake. Sometimes you got to pretend. Sometimes you got to pretend like you're normal, quote unquote. Pretend to be normal. Pretend to be normal so that you can take care of yourself and get the things that you need to take care of yourself. Now, is that lying is that lying on a spiritual level? I really don't know. I really don't know at this point. But listen, if you don't have food to eat, you don't have a place to live, you're self-harming, you're self-medicating, you're stressed out, you're afraid, the information or the ideas shouldn't hold on to them that much that they're burning you. You shouldn't hold on to them that tightly that they're harming you or causing you, or affecting you negatively, I would suggest. So, let's say that the aliens are real. What are you going to do now? You're going to quit your job and say, listen, the aliens are real. The aliens are here. The aliens are coming. The drones are in the sky. Listen, everybody's still going around and doing what they have to do, even though we see these drones around the airports and all over the place, and we don't know what they're for and what they're doing. We're still going about our daily business. We still got to eat. We still got to put clothes on our back. We still got to get medicine. We still have to do all of these things. Kids still got to get educated. So we can't let these things have us going off the deep end. So, or going all the way down the rabbit hole. So that's all I really got to say. Take things with a grain of salt. Be balanced. Do what you got to do, but don't trip. Hey, thanks for listening.